Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox Fan coming to you from Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well. And we have another Strat-O-Matic Baseball Card and Dice matchup. Very fun matchup, I think, tonight. We have the 1965 Cleveland Indians, who finished 5th, but were 87-75 and have quite a few home run hitters on that team, and we'll give you those batters in a moment. Taking on the 1990 Cincinnati Reds, who won the World Series over the Oakland Athletics in the Buckeye Battle for the Ohio Cup and bragging rights. You have Sam McDowell, 17-11 with an ERA of 2.18, striking out 325 for the 1965 Indians, taking on Jose Rijo and the Cincinnati Reds of 1990. Rijo was 14-8 with an ERA 2.70, striking out 152. So let's get to the starting lineups, as I forgot to write Rijo down as the pitcher for the Reds, so let's just write that in. Pitcher, Jose Rijo. Here at the ballpark for the Buckeye Battle, we see Fan-O-Matic. Check out that channel. He has some History Maker golf up. Sip of coffee and we'll be on our way. All right, for the 1965 Cleveland Indians, in center field, you have Vic Davalillo batting first. Batting second, Chuck Hinton. He's in left. The designated hitter is Leon Wagner. Actually, I'm going to do it this way because I forget their first names. And, let me just see. Davalillo, tremendous speed. Hinton, 18 home runs. Leon Wagner, 28 home runs. Again, he's batting third. He's the designated hitter. Batting fourth, Fred Whitfield, playing first base. He had 26 home runs. Batting fifth in right field, Rocky Colavito. He had 26 home runs. Batting sixth, playing third base, Max Alvis, 21 home runs. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Larry Brown. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Pedro Gonzalez. And batting ninth, Joe Askew doing the catching. He could be a liability. He's a 4 defensive rating, and the Reds can sure run the bases. So that's going to be an adventure out there. And on the mound for the 1965 Indians, Sam McDowell, as I stated, 17-11, 2.18 earned run average. He gave up 9 gopher balls. He struck out 325 batters. For the Cincinnati Reds, batting first, playing shortstop, Barry Larkin. Batting second in center field, Billy Hatcher. Batting third in right field, Paul O'Neill. Batting fourth in left field, Eric Davis. Batting fifth at first base, Hal Morris. Batting sixth at third base, Chris Sabo. The designated hitter, batting seventh, Mariano Duncan. Batting eighth, playing second base, Bill Doran. Doing the catching and batting ninth, Joe Oliver. And Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. So here we go. The top of the first, the 1965 Indians taking on the 1990 Cincinnati Reds in the Buckeye Battle for the Ohio Cup. And here comes Vic Davalillo. 301, 5 homers, 1 triple, 19 doubles. He's an A stealer. He'll face Jose Rijo. The windup and the pitch to Davalillo. And that is a 3-4 off the Davalillo card. 3-4, and that's a double. So Vic Davalillo doubles down the left field line. So the Indians start off very quickly with a leadoff double. Davalillo definitely a threat to steal. He's an A base stealer. Joe Oliver is a 3 defensive catcher, so that's a -2. So if you're trying to steal third, not a lot of good odds there. That's 1 through 8. And he'll be holding pat. And here comes Chuck Hinton. 255, 18 homers, 6 triples, and 17 doubles. He's swinging away. Can they knock in Davalillo? We shall see. Oliver sets the target. Here's the pitch to Chuck, the rifleman Hinton, and that's a 6-6 off the Rio card. 6-6. 1 through 5 is a double. This ball is struck well. Right field, O'Neill racing back in the corner, and he makes the catch as we roll to 7. It is a B. Quickly getting back to third. He thought about tagging his Davalillo. So there's one away. Nice play by Paul O'Neill. Hinton flies out to right. Now bring up the designated hitter, Leon Wagner. Wagner, 294, 28 homers, 1 triple, and 18 doubles. Davalillo takes his lead. Rio deals to Wagner. And that is a 3-8 off the Wagner card. 3-8. That's a single. 2 stars racing around from second base is Davalillo, and the 65 Indians strike first. They are up 1-0 on the one-out RBI single by Leon Wagner. Great job by Wagner. Jumped on that first pitch strike. So Davalillo scores, and it's 1-0, 65 Indians. Wagner's at first, B Steeler. And here comes Fred Whitfield, power hitting first baseman. At the ballpark, we have Larry Harris. Larry Harris says, "We'll see what these Indians do. The current Indians cannot hit their way out of a wet paper bag. These Indians can pound the ball." Then we're also going to have another fun matchup later in the week. Again, the Indians and Reds. This time it's going to be the Reds of Frank Robinson from the 60s versus the I think I have the 1995 Indians or the 97 Indians with Manny Ramirez. So that's going to be another fun matchup. Another battle for the Buckeye State. All right, so here's Fred Whitfield. Again, 293, 26 homers, 1 triple, and 23 doubles. Wagner takes his lead from first. Rio kicks and deals to Whitfield, and that is a 5-3. What will it be? We shall see off the Rio card. 5-3, and that's a walk. So that is a walk. Wagner advances to second. Rio is in a bit of a pickle here. 1 out, 2 on. And here comes the Rock, Rocky Colavito. Colavito batted .287 in 1965, 26 home runs, 2 triples, and 25 doubles. 1-0. Runners at first and second. Oliver pounds the mitt, sets the target. They're hoping for a double play ball from the Rock. Here's the pitch to Colavito, and that's a 1-8. A 1-8. And a 5. Colavito is going to hit this ball left center field gap. No one's going to get there. That's going to be a 1-out double with 2 stars. 1 through 14 is a double. We rolled a 5. Scoring from second base is Wagner. Advancing to third is Whitfield. So Rocky Colavito with a 1-out double. And it's now 2-0 Indians. This Indian team can mash the ball. So Wagner scores, Whitfield stands at third, Colavito stands at second. So Colavito's at second. If he got any lift on that ball, possibly could have been a homer. Whitfield stands at third, and here comes a third baseman, Max Alvis. 247, 21 homers, 2 triples, and 24 doubles. Oliver goes out to have a word with Jose Rijo. He has been beaten like a piñata here in the first. Max Alvis digs in, ready to tee it high and let it fly. Here's the pitch to Alvis from Rijo, and that's a 4-10 off the Rijo card. 4-10, fly ball center field. That ball's deep. Going back is Billy Hatcher. He makes the catch. That's a fly ball B. Tagging up and trotting in from third is Fred Whitfield, and it's 3-0. 65 Indians. They jump out to a very quick start. That's a sac fly. And an RBI for Alvis. Calavito stayed put at second. So there are 2 outs now as Whitfield scored. 3-0, 65 Indians. Calavito will be off on contact. So he's a 1 through 10 runner. Oliver, -2 hold, but then there's a +2 for 2 outs, so he stays a 1 through 10 runner. Here comes Larry Brown, the shortstop, 253, 8 homers, 2 triples, and 22 doubles. Retro Sports Network is in the ballpark. That's Uncle Ron. How you doing, my friend? And Farm One. Hope all is well. He says, I have a Calavito autograph on a Strat card. He's a great guy. That's very cool. All right, here's the pitch to Brown from Rio. Trying to get that 3rd and final out in a very troublesome first inning. That's a 3-5 off the Brown card. 3-5, and that's a walk. So Brown works himself a walk. And here comes the number 8 batter, as 8 men have come to the plate in the top of the first. And that's Pedro Gonzalez. Vote for Pedro. Calavito at second, Brown at first. 2 outs, 3-0 Indians. Pedro Gonzalez, 254, 5 homers, 3 triples, and 15 doubles. Rio looks in, the windup, and the pitch to Gonzalez. That is a 2-7 off the Gonzalez card. 2-7, pop-up, shortstop. Larkin makes the catch. The Indians send 8 batters to the plate. They score 3 runs. We go to the bottom of the first. The 65 Indians 3. The 1990 Reds coming to bat. When next the 65 Indians come up, it will be the catcher, Joe Askew. Let's get the batting order as the card fell. Hold on a second. Let's get that. Fred Whitfield bats before Calavito. So the Indians jump all over Rio and the Reds. And some people might say you can blame it on Rio. All right, due up for the Cincinnati Reds, Larkin, Hatcher, and O'Neill to face Sam McDowell. Remember, McDowell struck out 325. Barry Larkin, 301, 7 homers, 67 ribbies. McDowell's ready to work. He kicks and deals to Larkin, and that's a 6-6. And that is a big swing and a miss on the fastball. So on cue, McDowell gets a K. Larkin is a strikeout victim. Here comes Billy Hatcher, the center fielder, 276, 5 homers, 25 ribbies. Sebastian Strat is in the house. How you doing? He says, good evening to all. Good evening to you. Here's Billy the Kid Hatcher. McDowell looks in. He deals to Hatcher, and that's a 4-12 ground ball to first. Whitfield has it, throws to McDowell covering the bag. 2 down. So 2 outs, base is empty for Paul O'Neill, the right fielder. Paulie O'Neill batted .270, 16 homers, 78 ribbies. O'Neill, as we know, will go to play for those Yankee juggernaut teams of the late 90s, mid-90s, early 2000s. He awaits the McDowell offering. Pitch homeward bound to Paulie O'Neill. That's a 6-12. Ground ball back to McDowell. He underhand tosses it to Whitfield, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Reds. We go to the top of the second, 3-0 Cleveland. When next the 1990 Reds come up, it'll be Eric Davis to lead things off. Due up for Cleveland, Askew, Davalillo, and Hinton in the top of the second to face Jose Rijo, who was roughed up. 8 batters came to the plate. Indians scored 3 runs. Let's see if they still have that mojo. Joe Askew, the catcher, 230, 2 homers, no triples, 7 doubles. Rio picks up the sign from Joe Oliver. Here's the pitch to Askew, and that's a 1-10. A 1-10 pop-up, second base. Doran has it, 1 down. Top of the order, Vic Davalillo doubled and scored. Can he go 2 for 2? The windup and the pitch to Davalillo, and that is a 2-6 from Jose Rijo. 2-6. Ground ball to first. Morris has it. Throws to Rijo, covering the bag. 2 down. So Rijo having a much better top of the second than top of the first. 1 out away from a 1-2-3 inning. He'll face Chuck, the rifleman, Hinton. Flew out to right. Rijo. He's ready to work. He deals to Hinton. And that's a 3-6 to Chuck Hinton. 3-6. And that's a single. So Hinton singles with 2 outs. He's an A's stealer 1-16. Base runner. An A's stealer. Oliver, again, a -2 on the hold. So that's 1-13 to try to steal second. Leon Wagner, the designated hitter, singled and knocked in a run. He had 28 homers. Hinton will stay pat. Let's see if Wagner can knock him in. Rijo peeks to first, now in at the plate. Here's the pitch to Leon Wagner, and that's a 4-6 off the Rijo card. 4-6, and he strikes him out with the curve. Side is retired. Single doesn't hurt. We go to the bottom of the second. The 1965 Indians 3, the Cincinnati Reds nothing. When next the Indians come up, it'll be Fred Whitfield, their power-hitting first baseman. Bobby Cantillano is at the ballpark. Hope all is well. Due up for the Reds, Davis, Morris, and Sabo. Eric Davis, 260, 24 homers, and 86 ribbies, will face Sam McDowell. McDowell sent the Reds down 1-2-3 in the first. Here's the pitch to Eric Davis, and that's a 6-3. What will it be? That's a fly ball out to right field, and Rocky Colavito. Colavito is a 3 defender, and that's a 17. So a 3 and a 17. Colavito makes a nice running catch towards right center. Make sure I got that right. 3-17 out 1. Yes. So Colavito makes the running catch. 1 down. Stepping to the plate, the first baseman, Hal Morris. 347 homers, 36 ribbies. The windup and the pitch from McDowell to Morris, and that is a 1-12. Line shot right at Whitfield at first. That's out number 2. We're not playing with injuries. That would be an injury, but we're not playing with injuries. So Morris hits the ball on the screws, but right at Whitfield at first. So 2 up, 2 down. And here's Chris Sabo, the man with the goggles, who plays third base for the Reds. 270, 25 home runs, 71 ribbies. Askew wiggles the fingers. Here's the pitch to Sabo, and that's a 1-7 off the Sabo card. 1-7, fly ball, left field. Going back, struggling with it, but making the catch is Hinton. The side is retired. He had a little trouble. Might have lost track of the ball, but 1-2-3 go the Reds. We go to the top of the third. The 1965 Indians 3, the 1990 Reds nothing in this Buckeye Battle for the Ohio Cup. When next the 90 Reds come to bat, Mariano Duncan will lead things off. Kenny Castro's at the ballpark. Hope all is well, Kenny, sports writer extraordinaire. Due up for the 65 Indians, Whitfield, Colavito, and Alvis. Fred Whitfield walked and scored on the Alvis sac fly. Here's a pitch to Whitfield from Rijo, and that is a 2-7 off the Whitfield card. 2-7, fly ball, right field. O'Neill going back, reaching up, makes the catch in front of the track, 1 down. Now bring up Rocky Colavito. He doubled and knocked in a run. The Rock ready to tee it high and let it fly. Oliver goes through the signs. Rijo nods his head. The big windup and the pitch to Rocky Colavito, and that is a 6-4. Rijo hoping to show him the door this time. 6-4, ground ball to third and Sabo. Sabo is a 2 defender, and that's a 4. And he comes up with it, fires across the diamond for out number 2 on the hard hit ball by Calavito. Scoring at home, 5-3. You should score at home. It's good for your brain. With 2 outs, base is empty. Here comes a third baseman, Max Alvis. Sac fly for an RBI in the first. Remember, Alvis had 21 homers for the 65 Tribe. The windup and the pitch from Rio to Max Alvis, and that is a 6-6. Pick up some sticks. You get your kicks on Route 66. 6-6, and a 5, and that is a double down the right field line. So a 2-out double by Max Alvis. He's now 1 for 1 with a ribby. As a sac fly does not count as an official at bat. And here's Larry Brown. The Indians looking to add a 4th run here. Alvis, 1 through 14 base runner. 2 outs, so that's a +2 and a -2. Net out, it stays at 1 through 14. Larry Brown walked in his first plate appearance. Chance to knock in a run here. Rio shakes off Oliver. They've not been on the same page. Now he's ready to work. Here's the pitch to Larry Brown, and that is a 2-6 off the Brown card. 2-6, swing and a miss. Rio challenged him with the heat. Brown swung through it. Alvis is stranded at second. The side is retired. We go to the bottom of the third. The 1965 Indians 3, the 1990 Reds nothing. When next the 65 Indians come up, it'll be vote for Pedro Gonzalez at the plate. Due up for the Cincinnati Reds, Duncan, Doran, and Oliver. Sam McDowell has faced 6 Cincinnati Reds and sent them all down packing. Here's Mariano Duncan, 306, 10 homers, 55 ribbies. The windup and the pitch from Sam McDowell, and that's a 6-9. Swing and a miss. McDowell has now struck out 3. I'm sorry, 2. He's now struck out 2, excuse me. And if you watch the game from yesterday, Mariano Duncan not having a good day at the plate as he played for the Yankees yesterday. I believe that's 5 strikeouts for Mariano. Here comes Billy Doran, the second baseman. And in 1990, for the Cincinnati Reds, he batted .300, 7 homers, and 37 ribbies. McDowell hoping to retire 8 in a row. The windup and the pitch to Billy Doran, and that is a 4-4. Someone's going to be shown the door on the 4-4. 4-4, and that's a single! So Billy Doran slaps a single to center. So Doran's on. He's an A base stealer. Joe Oliver's at the plate, the catcher. And Askew, a 4 defender. That's only a -1 on the hold. 3-0 Cleveland. 1 through 14. Billy Doran's going for it. He's going to try to steal second, and he's got it. Bad. Oh, that's a 1. Oh, we don't do that because it's basic. We would have to check on the throw. But the old cards are basic sets. It was a good deal. I bought a ton of old teams. It's just so much fun to call the games. I also have the 1990 set of the teams from the 90s, 16 teams, A and B, and the 1980 set, A and B, 16 teams, which are, you know, basic, advanced, and super. I don't play super advanced. That's way too much for, you know, I want to play the game. Advanced is a lot of fun. So, but those are the types of sets I like to buy. I did pick up the 2018 seasons for obvious reasons. The Red Sox won. But I wish they'd do a 60 set, a 70 set, a 40 set, a 30 set, so on and so forth. Get a lot of fun teams that way. ID gestures here. No, baseball demos, I'm sorry. How are you doing, my friend? I quickly looked up. You have similar icons. How are you? Check out that wonderful channel. Thrice-a-roni, a thrice-a-roni treat. How you doing, my friend? He has a video up on his channel. Very nimble in the beginning of that video, my friend. Very nimble. Nat King Curry IV, hope all is well. All right, where are we? Billy Doran's at second. He stole second. I almost forgot that. So Billy Doran stole second, 1 out. So Doran's at second, 1 out. Here's Joe Oliver, the catcher. Oliver, 231, 8 homers, 52 ribbies, 3-0, 65 Indians. Askew goes through the signs. McDowell nods his head. Here's the pitch to Joe Oliver. And that's a 6-10. And that's a strikeout. Caught him looking. Off-speed pitch. McDowell's now struck out 3. There's 2 outs. Doran will be off on contact. He gets a +2. So his base running goes from a 1 through 15. A -1 hold and a +2 is a +1. So he's a 1 through 16. And here's Barry Larkin. Larkin struck out his first time up. McDowell deals quickly to Barry Larkin, and that's a 3-4 off the Larkin card. 3, 4, and a 16. And that's a shot high and deep to left center field. It's going to be off the wall. Scoring from second is Billy Doran. Larkin hits second and holds. He thought about going for 3. The Reds are on the board with a 2-out double from Barry Larkin. Picks up a ribby. And it's now 3-1. So Doran scores. That stolen base came in handy. So 2 outs. Larkin is at second. Here comes Billy Hatcher. Larkin's a double-A stealer. And to steal third, 1 through 11, obviously you don't want to do that right now. Tying run comes to the plate, and Billy Hatcher, he had 5 home runs. Went on to play for the Red Sox. McDowell wanting to end this threat right now. Here's the pitch to Billy the Kid Hatcher, and that's a 6-3 fly ball to Colavito in right. Colavito, we know, is a 3 defender, and that's a 19 on the blue die. Go to the basic fielding chart. 3 and a 19. Roll the die again, so that's a foul ball, I guess we'll call it. And that's a 7. So now we go 3 and 7, and Colavito makes the catch in front of the wall. The side is retired, but the Reds put one up. We go to the top of the 4th. The 65 Indians 3. The 1990 Cincinnati Reds 1. When next the Reds come up, it will be Paul O'Neill at the plate. Due up for the Cleveland Indians, Gonzalez, Askew in the top of the order, Davalillo to face Jose Rijo. Reds down 2. Pedro Gonzalez grounded or popped out to short his first time up. Sports Time Machine. Check out that great channel. That's Mr. Utah Mike. Nat King Curry IV says he's doing fine. We love to hear that. Here's the pitch to Pedro from Rijo. And that is a 4-10 to Pedro Gonzalez off the Rijo card. 4-10 fly ball center field. Hatcher goes back a bit, makes the catch, 1 away. Now bring up the number 9 batter, the catcher, Joe Askew. He popped out to second. Rijo kicks and deals to Askew, and that is a 2-9 off the Askew card. 2-9, and that's a strikeout. He chased. So 2 up, 2 down. Rio's now struck out 3. Top of the order to Vic Davalillo. He has doubled and grounded out. He's also scored on that double in that 3-run uprising in the top of the first. 3-1, 65 Indians over the 1990 Reds. 2 outs, no one on, top of the 4th. Rijo deals to Davalillo, and that is a 3-9 off the Vic Davalillo card. 3-9, and that's a clean single. Davalillo now 2 for 3. Definitely a base stealing threat. So he's an A base stealer. Here comes Chuck Hinton. He's 1 for 2 with a single. Oliver -2. 1 through 15. -2 is 1 through 13. Davalillo's going. It's a 5. He steals second. So Davalillo, with these go Cleveland Indians, steals second base. So Davalillo's in scoring position with 2 outs for Chuck Hinton. Rijo peeks over his shoulder. He kicks and fires towards the plate, and that's a 1-8 to Chuck Hinton. 1-8, boom goes the ball. Chuck Hinton will touch them all. He mashes that ball to left, and it is a 2-run homer and a 5-1 lead. The 1965 Indians, as Rijo didn't even turn. He just shook his head. That was a hanging breaking ball or a flat slider, whatever it was a kill me pitch, and Chuck Hinton certainly killed that ball. A souvenir for a Reds fan who's probably none too happy to get it. And it is now 5-1. What a blast by Chuck Hinton. As that was a 1-8, a clean home run in the 1 column for Chuck Hinton. Picks up 2 ribbies. 5-1, 2 outs, and this is coming with 2 outs. Reds start to get some bullpen action up. Rijo just does not have it. And here comes Leon Wagner, the designated hitter. He has singled and knocked in a run and struck out in his last plate appearance against Rijo. 5-1. Wagner would love to go back-to-back jacks. He has 28 homers in 1965. Here's the pitch from Rijo, and Wagner is dealt a 5-7 off the Rijo card. 5-7, and that's a strikeout. Got him looking on the curve. So Rijo does strike out 2, but gives up a 2-run blast. We go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-1 Cleveland of 1965. Coming to bat for the 1990 Reds, O'Neill, Davis, and Morris. When next the Indians come up, it will be Fred Whitfield, the first baseman. So here's Paulie O'Neill, the right fielder, grounded out in his first plate appearance against McDowell. Reds trying to get something going here. Here's the pitch to O'Neill from McDowell. That's a 1-12. Ground ball to first. It's a hard hit ball. Whitfield fields it, waves off McDowell, steps on the bag, 1 away. Indians throw it around the infield. So that's a first out in the bottom of the 4th. Here comes... Wrong column, Mal. Here comes Eric Davis. Flew out to right. And he wants that 1 column. Here's a pitch from McDowell to Davis. He's not going to get it. That's a 5-8. A 5-8 swing and a miss. McDowell paints the outside corner with a fastball. So 2 up, 2 down. That's McDowell's 4th strikeout. Here comes Hal Morris trying to keep the inning alive. Morris lined right at Whitfield, the first baseman. Morris digs in. He awaits the offering. Here's the pitch homeward bound, and that is a 1-7 from McDowell to Morris. 1-7 and a 1. That is a double. 1 through 5 would have been a double, and it is. So a 2-out double by Hal Morris as he gaps Colavito and Davalillo. So Morris stands at second with 2 outs, and here's Chris Sable, the third baseman. He flew out to Hinton in left. Here's the pitch to Sabo. And it's a 6-8 from McDowell. 6-8. You want to stay off that 6 column because you know what that is. Rinse and repeat. Strike 3. Go grab your glove. The inning is over. McDowell strikes out Sabo. The 2-out double doesn't hurt. He's now struck out 5. We go the top of the 5th. 5-1, the 1965 Indians over the 1990 Reds in this Buckeye Battle for the Ohio Cup. When next the 1990 Reds come to the plate, it will be Mariano Duncan. Reds got to get their bats going. McDowell struck out 5. Due up for the 1965 Indians, hoping to add to their 5-1 lead. Whitfield, Colavito, and Alvis. Fred Whitfield has walked and scored and flown out to right. Rijo still on the mound. He deals to Freddie Whitfield, and that's a 4-7 off the Rijo card. 4-7, and that's a walk. So Whitfield, again, very patient. He walks for the second time. This could be the last batter that Rijo faces, and it's the Rock. Rocky Colavito has doubled and knocked in a run and grounded to third. Colavito, 26 homers and a .287 batting average in 1965. The windup and the pitch to Colavito, and that's a 5-12 on the Rijo card. 5-12, ground ball, second base, possible double play opportunity here. The second baseman is Billy Doran. He is a 3, and that's a 4. So let's check the basic fielding chart. That's a single! A single by Rocky Colavito past the dive of Doran. 3 defender. 4 on the dice roll is a single. Advancing to second is Whitfield. Station to station go the Indians. So Colavito's now 2 for 3. Indians threatening again. Here comes Max Alvis. Alvis, a sac fly and a double. And let's see who we have here. We have lots of good relievers. Seeing it's only a one-game thing. Norm Charlton will come in from the bullpen. Charlton, 12-9 with 2 saves. Striking out 117 with a 2.74 earned run average. Needs to stop the bleeding here. I Am Sporticus is in the chat. Hope all is well. Check out that channel. He has lots of good boxing stuff up on his channel using Legends of Boxing. All right, so Rijo gets through 4 innings and faces 2 batters in the 5th. And he was not bueno. Gave up 5 runs. And he faced 2 batters in the 5th. And coming in to try to get the ship in the right direction is Norm Charlton. Norm Charlton. One of the nasty boys, I believe. Yeah, let's just give him... That is that. So Charlton is done with his warm-up tosses. Rijo's day is done. And he's going to face Max Alvis, who's 1 for 1. He doubled his last plate appearance. And prior to that had a sac fly for an RBI. Whitfield is at second. Colavito's at first. No outs. And Alvis is at the plate. Here's a pitch from Charlton to Max Alvis, and that's a 6-9. 6-9 and an 8, and he treats Norm Charlton quite rudely. That is a double. A 1 through 11 is a double. We rolled an 8. That is a double, 2 stars. Scoring from second is Whitfield as the pounding continues. Racing all the way to third is Colavito, and standing at second, clapping his hands with his second double and his second ribby is Max Alvis. And it's now 6-1, the 65 Indians. So these world champion Cincinnati Reds don't have an answer for the Tribe as they are being scalped right now. And here comes Larry Brown, the shortstop. Brown has walked and struck out. It is second and third. They'll play the infield in. Here's the pitch to Brown. And it is a 2 and a 4 off the Larry Brown card. So Charlton deals a 2-4. 2-4. Ground ball to short. Oh, an A. Ground ball A. Runner at third holds. Other runners advance 1 base. So no one advances. They look the runners back as the shortstop throws to first. Nice play by Larkin as Brown grounds out. 6-3, and that's the first out of the inning. So it's still second and third, 1 away. Infield plays in again. And here comes Pedro Gonzalez. Vote for Pedro is 0 for 2. The windup and the pitch from Charlton to Gonzalez. And that's a 6-4 ground ball third base X. And we rolled a 4. Let's see if they do anything on an X result. X ground balls found in the fielding chart. Follow the results stated on the fielding chart. Okay. All right, so what did I say? Ground ball third base. That's Sabo. He's a 2 and a 4. So a 2 and a 4. Runners advance 1. Oh, let's go back to the infield in. I don't think runners advance on this. Ground balls other than those resulting in a hit or an error. Out. Run around third holds. Okay. So the run around third holds. As that's 5-3. And here comes the number 9 batter, the catcher, Joe Askew. Not very good with the glove or bat in 1965. 2 outs, 2 on, 6-1, 65 Indians over the 90 Reds. Askew is 0 for 2. He's popped out to second and struck out. The big windup and the pitch to Askew from Charlton. That's a 1-7. 1-7 ground ball to short. Larkin throws to first. The side is retired. So Charlton gives up 1 run on an inherited runner, then gets 3 groundouts. But the 65 Tribe are now up 6-1. When next Cleveland comes to bat, top of the order, Vic Davalillo. So the Tribe having their way with the Cincinnati Redlegs. Due up for the Reds of 1990, that World Championship team, Duncan, Doran, and Oliver. They have had no answer for Sam McDowell. Duncan is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first plate appearance. McDowell works quickly to Mariano Duncan, and that is a 6-2 fly ball right field. Calavito coming in. He makes the catch, 1 away. McDowell still mesmerizing the Reds. And here comes Bill Doran. Doran has the only... Nope, 2 hits. There's 2 hits. Doran singled, stole the base, and scored on the Larkin double. Those are your 2 hits and 1 run. Here's the pitch to Billy Doran. And McDowell deals Doran a 4-7. 4-7 ground ball second base. The second baseman for the 65 Indians is Gonzalez. He's a 3 fielder, and that's a 19. So a 3 and a 19 is a 2-base error. Gonzalez throws the ball away. Advancing to second on the 2-base throwing error is Bill Doran. So once again, he finds himself at second with 1 out. Coming to the plate, the catcher, Joe Oliver. Oliver struck out his first time up against Sam McDowell. Oliver looking to slap that ball to the outfield. Bill Doran with good speed, 1-15. The windup and the pitch from McDowell to Joe Oliver, and that's a 3-7 off the Oliver card. Will it be a lucky 7? 3-7 it is. That's a single to center. So that's a single. The hold by Askew is only a -1, so that's 1-14. Advancing to third is Doran. Do we wave him around? Larkins, you know what? We're not going to take the shot here. Down by 5. They're going to play conservative. Doran will hold at third. So it's first and third with 1 out. McDowell's got to get his strikeout ball going again. Here comes Barry Larkin. He struck out and doubled in a run. Can he knock in another? He awaits the McDowell offering. Here's the pitch to Barry Larkin. That's a 2-8. Larkin hoping for it to be great on the 2-8. 2-8. Pops it up sky high right side. Calling for it is Whitfield, but now being called off by the second baseman, Gonzalez, he makes the catch. 2 down. Great job of jamming Barry Larkin by Sam McDowell on the pop-up to Pedro Gonzalez at second. So 2 outs, 2 on. And here's Billy Hatcher. Hatcher is 0 for 2. Runners will be off on contact. Askew wiggles the finger, sets the target. Here's the pitch to Billy Hatcher, and that's a 2-7. Is it a lucky 7? 2-7 and an 8. 1 through 18's a single, 1 star. Billy Hatcher's just knocked in the Reds' second run. Trotting in from third is Doring. Advancing to second and holding is Oliver. A clutch 2-out RBI single for Billy Hatcher. And it's now 6-2. Cleveland. So Doran scores. Oliver's at second. And Hatcher is at first with 2 outs. And here comes Paul O'Neill. Paulie O'Neill. O'Neill is 0 for 2. He's grounded out twice. He had 16 home runs. If he can go yard, it'd be a 6-5 game. McDowell rubs up the baseball, puts it back in his mitt. Toes the rubber, peers in. He's ready. He deals to Paul O'Neill. And that is a 2-5 off the O'Neill card. 2 outs, 2 on. 2-5, swing and a miss. Blows a fastball by him. The Reds do get 1 more. We go to the top of the 6th, the 1965 Tribe 6, the 1990 Cincinnati Reds 2. When next the Reds come up, it'll be Eric Davis. McDowell's now struck out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Cincinnati Reds. As we fix the batting order. Due up for the Cleveland Indians, the top of the order in the top of the 6th, Davalillo, Hinton, and Wagner to face Norm Charlton. Charlton came in relief of Jose Rijo, who was battered for 6 runs. Vic Davalillo is 2 for 3. He has doubled and scored, grounded out, singled, stole a base, and scored. Here's a pitch from Charlton to Davalillo, and that is a 4-6 off the Charlton card. 4-6, and that's a walk. Charlton a bit wild there. So Davalillo's at first. And again, he is a stealer. To steal second, that's 1 through 15. Oliver has a -2 hold, so that becomes 1 through 13. Davalillo's going. And he is safe. That's a 13. Close play, but he just gets in under the tag, so Davalillo steals his second base. And he's in scoring position with no outs. And here comes Chuck Hinton. Hinton is 2 for 3. His last plate appearance, a 2-run blast. He's also singled. He's knocked in 2. Charlton peeks over his shoulder. They're trying to keep Davalillo close. Now he deals to Chuck Hinton, and that's a 1-4. Oh boy, 1-4. He jams Hinton. Pop up, shortstop. Larkin, outfield grass, makes the catch. 1 down. Good job by Norm Charlton. Can't give that run back. He's got to keep it. A 6-2 ball game here for the Reds to have any hope. Here's Leon Wagner, the designated hitter. He is 1 for 3, singled, knocking in a run. Since then, he struck out twice. Davalillo takes his lead at second. Here's the pitch to Leon Wagner. And that's a 4-7 off the Charlton card. 4-7, and that's a walk. So Charlton having some issues with his control, first and second. 1 out does set up a double play, but here's Fred Whitfield, the power-hitting first baseman. Whitfield has walked twice and flown to Paul O'Neill in right. Can he go yard and make it a 9-2 ball game? Reds fans and Norm Charlton hope not. Charlton kicks and fires to Fred Whitfield, and that's a 3 and a 5. Hard hit ball to second. Doran to Larkin. Back to first, and Morris double play. The side is retired. 4-6-3. The threat is averted. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 6-2, the 65 Tribe over the 1990 Reds. So a golden opportunity lost there for Tribes fans. When next the 1965 Cleveland Indians come up, it's the Rock, Rocky Colavito at the plate. Due up for the Cincinnati Reds to face Sam McDowell, who's been in pretty much total control. He has had a few hiccups. It'll be Eric Davis, Morris, and Sabo. As Triceroni says, "Ha-ha, vote for Pedro." All righty. So here's Eric Davis. Davis, left fielder, is 0 for 2. He's flown to right and struck out. McDowell's ready to work. He deals to Davis, and that's a 6-8. You know what that is? Rinse and repeat. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. That's strikeout number 6, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Strikeout number 7. Let's just mark that down over here. 7 Ks so far for Sam McDowell. Remember, he struck out 325 in 1965. Here's Hal Morris. Morris has lined hard to first and doubled. McDowell works quickly to Hal Morris, and that's a 2-7 off the Morris card. 2-7, ground ball to third. Up with it is Alvis. He fires to Whitfield, 2 away. So the Indians are right now in cruise control. Can Chris Sabo get him out of this rhythm? Third baseman for the Reds is 0 for 2. He's flown to left and struck out. McDowell hoping for his 8th K. Here's the pitch to the goggled wondered Chris Sabo, and that's a 4-4. A 4-4 is a single. So Sabo slaps that fastball into left. A 2-out single for Sabo. Picks up his first hit. And here comes Mariano Duncan. 0 for 2, a strikeout and a flyout. Sabo, a stealer, will be off on contact. Again, that's a -1 if we wanted to steal second. 1 through 14, down by 6 to down by 4. I'm not going to chance it. Here's the pitch to Mariano Duncan from Sam McDowell, and that's a 4-8. 4-8, and that's a walk. So McDowell, he's having a few issues with the control. Advancing to second is Sabo. So 2 outs, 2 on. And here comes Bill Doran. Doran has singled and scored. He's stolen the base. And reached on a throwing error by Pedro Gonzalez. Advanced to second on the throwing error. And here comes Billy Doran. 300 batting average with 37 ribbies and 7 home runs in 1990. 2 outs, 2 on. McDowell takes a deep breath, arms down to his chest. He kicks and deals to Bill Doran, and that's a 6-8. Swing and a miss, strike 3. The threat is brutally averted on the high fastball. And that's 8 Ks for Sam McDowell. The Reds just can't get it done. We go to the top of the 7th, 6-2. The 65 Indians over the 1990 Cincinnati Reds. Reds fans are just the emotions. They get base runners on. They just can't knock them in. Every time there's a threat, Sam McDowell reaches back and comes up with a big pitch. When next, the Reds come up in the bottom of the 7th, it'll be Joe Oliver, the catcher. Due up for the Cleveland Indians. In the top of the 7th, Rocky Colavito, Max Alvis, and Larry Brown. Bud W. is at the ballpark. How you doing? Also, RF. Hope all is well. As he says, fun game last night. Had to check in again. Well, we greatly appreciate the return visit. Hope you enjoy it. Right now, for the people who've just joined us at the ballpark, the 1965 Cleveland Indians 6, the 1990 Cincinnati Reds 2, in our Buckeye Battle for the Ohio Cup and bragging rights. Here's Rocky Colavito. He is 2 for 3. He is doubled, knocked in a run, grounded out, and singled. Here's the pitch from Norm Charlton in relief of Jose Rijo to the Rock, Calavito. And that's a 4-5 off the Charlton card. 4-5 ground ball to short. Larkin is a 1 fielder, and that's a 4. And a 1 and a 4. Larkin backhands it deep in the hole. Long throw, and he gets Calavito. 1 down. Nice play by Barry Larkin. Scoring at home 6-3. He'll come Max Alvis to the plate. Tribe third baseman is 2 for 2. He has 2 doubles and 2 ribbies. He also has a sac fly for an RBI. Here's the pitch to Alvis, and that is a 5-8 off the Charlton card. 5-8. 5-8 fly ball center field. Billy Hatcher going back to his right makes the catch. 2 down. Base is empty. Top of the 7th, 6-2 Cleveland. They'll bring up the shortstop Larry Brown. He has walked, struck out, and grounded out. Charlton looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. Done a very good job in relief. Did give up an inherited runner. Looks in, picks up the sign from Oliver. He kicks and fires to Larry Brown. And that is a 5-8 off the Charlton card. 5-8. Another fly ball to center field. Hatcher going back at the track. He makes the catch, and the side is retired. So Norm Charlton has steadied the ship. The Reds' bats have to get going. We go to the bottom of the 7th, still 6-2 Cleveland. When next the Indians come up in the top of the 8th, there'll be Pedro Gonzalez. Due up for Cincinnati in the bottom of the 7th, Joe Oliver, Barry Larkin, and Billy the Kid Hatcher. To face Sam McDowell. McDowell has been dominant. He has struck out 8. Joe Oliver has struck out and singled. Here's the pitch to Oliver for McDowell, and that's a 4-7. A 4-7 ground ball, second base, Pedro Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a 3 defender, and that's an 11. He should make this play, I believe. So that's a 3 and an 11. Gonzalez makes the diving stop from his knees. He throws low. Whitfield digs it out of the dirt. 1 down. Nice play by Pedro Gonzalez. As Oliver's denied a hit. So 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Top of the order, Barry Larkin. Larkin has doubled in a run and popped out to second. McDowell kicks and fires to Larkin, and that's a 4-3. That was a 2. My hand moved it. That's a 4-3. What will it be? We shall see. 4-3. Ground ball to first. We'll have to go to Whitfield's defensive check. He's a 4. Where's Whitfield? Yeah, he's a 4, and that's a 6. So a 6 and a 4. That's a single past the dive of Whitfield into right. So Larkin picks up his second hit. So 1 out, 1 on. Larkin, a double-A base stealer. Askew with a -1 on the hold. So that's 1 through 17, -1, 1 through 16. Larkin's going, and that's a 12. He steals second base. He's in scoring position. Stolen base for Barry Larkin. And Billy Hatcher's at the plate, looking to knock in his second ribby. 1 for 3, single and an RBI. Larkin takes his lead. McDowell peeks over his shoulder. Now he kicks and fires to Hatcher towards the plate, and that is a 6-6. Swing and a miss. High fastball outside portion of the plate. That's strikeout number 9 for McDowell. 2 outs. Larkin will be off on contact. So he has a great chance of scoring if Paul O'Neill can get a base hit here. Paulie O'Neill, the right fielder, is 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice and struck out. O'Neill needs a big hit. McDowell looks in. Askew sets the target. Here's the pitch to Paul O'Neill, and that's a 5-4. 5-4. 5-4 fly ball center field. Going back is Davalillo. He's a 2 defender, and that's a 2. Will he make the play, though? 2 and a 2. Davalillo, a Superman dive, and he makes the catch. Vic Davalillo just robbed Paulie O'Neill of extra bases and took an RBI away from him and the Cincinnati Reds. The side is retired to the moans and groans of the Reds faithful here at the stadium. What a great catch by Vic Davalillo. Larkin is stranded at second. We go to the top of the eighth, still 6-2, folks. The 1965 Tribe over the 1990 Reds. When next the Reds come up, it will be Eric Davis at the plate. Oh, Paul O'Neill, just total frustration. Due up for the Cleveland Indians of 65. Gonzalez asks you in the top of the order, that man, Vic Davalillo, who just made that web gem catch. Combat Painter in the ballpark. Hope all is well. Along with Ken Castro. I can't remember if I said hello to Ken. Check out Combat Painter's channel at CP Cards&Dice. Wonderful channel. He did a 1983 game today, or it was uploaded, or I listened to it today. I don't know when he did it. It's recent. The Brewers and the Orioles. I'll leave it at that. Check it out. All right, so Pedro Gonzalez is 0 for 3. Charlton stays on the mound. He's been in a zone. No need to change him. Here's the pitch to Pedro. And that's a 5-8 as he's in relief of Jose Rijo. 5-8 off the Charlton card. 5-8 fly ball center field. Billy Hatcher makes the catch. 1 down. So Gonzalez is now 0 for 4. That'll bring up Askew. And I think we're going to take him out for defense after this at-bat. Not that he hits, but he hits better than the other catcher. He's 0 for 3. He's also struck out once. Charlton deals quickly to Joe Askew, and that's a 2-3. Will he get off the schneid on the 2-3? 2-3. Hard hit ball to third. Up with it is Sabo. The goggled wonder throws to Morris at first. 2 away. It's 5-3. So 2 outs, top of the order. Vic Davalillo, who robbed Paul O'Neill of extra bases and a ribby. Davalillo is 2 for 3. He has doubled and scored. Grounded out, singled, stole a base and scored. Walked and stole a base. Second time he'll face Norm Charlton. Here in the top of the 8th. Davalillo chokes up just a little bit on the bat. Charlton kicks and fires to Vic Davalillo, and that's a 2-3. What will it be? We shall see off the Davalillo card. 2-3, and that's a walk. Oh, boy. Will Davalillo pick up his 3rd stolen base? He's going for it, folks. He's going for it. So Davalillo, an A base stealer. And Oliver, a 3 defender. That's a -2 on the hold. 1 through 13, as it's 1 through 15, -2. There goes Vic Davalillo looking for his 3rd stolen base, and he is gunned out. That's an 18. A quick release by Oliver, applying the tag as Larkin, and that ends the inning. Davalillo's out stealing as he rolls his helmet to the bat boy. The side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 8th, 6-2, the 1965 Indians over the 1990 Reds. Out stealing. 2-6. When next the Indians come up in the top of the 9th, it'll be Chuck Hinton at the plate. And let's see, I think we're going to make a change defensively for the Indians. And let's go to our catcher, our backup catcher. Phil Roof, who's a 2, is going to come in for defensive purposes. And Joe Askew's day is done. So coming in defensively for Askew is Phil Roof. Is it 2? An E stealer, 1 through 9. Couldn't hit his way out of a paper bag. He batted 162. No homers, no triples, 1 double. He only had 74 at-bats, but he's a better defensive catcher. So that makes a big difference. On the 2 defender, that's a -3 on the hold. It's a -3 on the hold. It's a cool little rule for basic. Gives you a little more flavor. I've thought about it because I have on the PC Strat game the all-time file up to 2016. I could get the average numbers for these guys. I might do it and just write it on the backside, give it a little more flavor with throwing arm and stuff like that, and use basic rules and mesh some of the advanced rules in there. All right, so the Reds, time is getting short. 6 outs away from a defeat here in the Buckeye Battle for the Ohio Cup. It's Davis, Morris, and Sabo to face Sam McDowell, who struck out 9 and only given up 2 runs. Davis, 0 for 3. He's flown out and K'd twice. Will McDowell get him for the hat trick? Here's the pitch to Eric Davis from McDowell, and that's a 6-5, and he just got him on the hat trick. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Set him up beautifully for the fastball. Eric Davis is K'd 3 times, the hat trick you don't want, and that's 10 strikeouts for Sam Blackjack McDowell. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. As Sam McDowell continues to cruise on along down the highway, he'll face Hal Morris. Morris is 1 for 3. He's doubled. Here's the pitch to Hal Morris from McDowell. The white die almost jumped. That's a 6-4. That's a swing and a miss on the high cheese, as the Eck would say on Nesson. And that's K number 11. As now McDowell wants to strike out the side. He'll face the goggled wondered Chris Sabo. Sabo is 1 for 3. He has flown out, struck out, and singled. McDowell, deep breath, arms down to his chest. The big leg kick and the pitch to Chris Sabo. It's going to go off the Sabo card as we by accident move this card. That is a 3-10. 3-10 line shot right at the second baseman. Vote for Pedro, and the side is retired. Sabo hit it on the screws, and as we like to say, nothing to show for it. 1, 2, 3. Go the Reds. And a shocker right now to these fans here in Cincinnati. We go to the top of the 9th. The 1965 Tribe, who are 87 and 75, finished 5th in the American League, are defeating the 1990 Reds, who won the World Series by upsetting the Oakland Athletics in 4. 6-2, Tribe. When next, the Reds come up for the last call for alcohol at 2 you're through. It's Mariano Duncan leading things off. Bubba Husky's at the ballpark. How you doing, my friend? Hope all is well. So here we go. Norm Charlton, you know what? He's pitched quite a bit, and let's take him out. Not that it matters, but let's use another pitcher. And we're going to go with Rob Dibble. Rob Dibble, 8-3, 11 saves, 1.74. So Norm Charlton did his job. Randy Myers still available to us. So Charlton, did he go 4 innings? We're in the 9th. Yeah, Charlton went 4 innings. Good for him. He did give up a run that was an inherited runner that was charged to Rio. But other than that, he shut him down. So here comes Rob Dibble, another nasty boy. Team managed by Lou Piniella. In the top of the 9th. So Rob Dibble will face Chuck the Rifleman Hinton, Leon Wagner, and Whitfield. Chuck Hinton is 2 for 4. He has flown out, singled, hit a 2-run homer, and popped out to short. Dibble, an angry young man on the mound. Here's the pitch to Chuck Hinton. Don't dig in, Chuck. That's a 2-6. Pick up some sticks on the 2-6 off the Hinton card. 2-6. Ground ball to third. Sabo's up with it. Throws to first. 1 down. 5-3. Dibble just stares at Hinton. So 1 out. Here comes Leon Wagner, the designated hitter. He is 1 for 3. Singled, knocked in a run, struck out twice, and walked in his last plate appearance. Again, Dibble with that sneer. Here's the pitch to Leon Wagner. Will he wipe that sneer off his face? That's a 2-10 off the Wagner card. 2-10. Boom goes the ball. Leon Wagner will touch them all. He has a few choice words as he rounds the bases. As Dibble mutters something back to him, Wagner points to the scoreboard, and now there's some chirping. It's now 7-2. Oh, boy, did Leon Wagner wipe that smirk off the nasty boy's face right there. Go wash your face, he says. What a bomb shot by Leon Wagner. I don't think he liked the sneer that he had towards Chuck Hinton. My God, did he take it out on the baseball. As it's now 7-2, the second home run hit by the 65 Tribe, and they're still barking back and forth. And here comes Fred Whitfield. Will Dibble plant one in his back? There's a lot of chirping going on. The men in blue need to take control of this situation. Whitfield is 0 for 2. He has walked twice and scored, flown out and banged into a double play. Whitfield, will it be back-to-back jacks, 26 homers? Dibble, incensed on the mound. Here's the pitch to Fred Whitfield, and that's a 3-6. Ground ball, hard hit to first. Morris comes up with it, races to the bag and steps off it as he waves off Dibble, and there's still barking going on. So there's 2 outs. Whitfield says something to Dibble, and here comes Rocky Colavito. The right fielder is 2 for 4. He's doubled in a run, grounded out, singled, and grounded out again. Colavito asks for time. It is granted. Now he digs back in. Let's see if Dibble's going to come high and tight to the rock. The big windup and the pitch to Colavito, and that's a 2-3. Ground ball to third. Knocking it down is Sabo. Firing low to first. Scooped out of the dirt by Morris, and the side is retired. But boom goes the ball. Wagner touched them all. It's now 7-2 as we go to the last call for the Cincinnati Reds in the bottom of the 9th. So Colavito grounds out to Sabo. And if you're an Indians fan, you don't want to hear this, but just in case, if the Indians come up, it'll be Max Alvis. So it's 7-2. Sam McDowell looking for the complete game victory. He will face Duncan, Doran, and Oliver. Mariano Duncan is 0 for 2. He struck out, flown out to right, and walked. The windup and the pitch for McDowell, and that's a 1-7 off the Duncan card. 1-7, fly ball, left field. Hinton's there. He makes the catch. 1 down. The Indians are 2 outs away from winning our first Buckeye Battle and the Ohio Cup, and they're still chirping at one another from the dugout. Here comes Bill Doran. Will McDowell plant one in Doran's back? That's the question. Doran choking up just a bit on the bat. The Reds need to keep the line moving, and they only have 2 outs left. McDowell fires it in towards Doran, high and tight, and that is a 2-7 off the Doran card. 2-7, jams him, ground ball to short. It's a bounding ball coming in. The shortstop, Brown, fields it, quick release, and they just snip Bill Doran at first. Nice play by Larry Brown. 2 down. As McDowell came high and tight, here comes the catcher Joe Oliver, the last hope to extend the ball game. The 1965 Indians have a 7-2 lead here with 2 outs, no one on in the bottom of the 9th. The Indians have shown their dominance. Oliver just needs not to make the last out. He's 1 for 3. McDowell looks in, picks up the sign from Phil Roof, his new battery mate. And now he deals to Joe Oliver. And that's a 2-10. He jammed him, popped up sky high. Shallow outfield. Going out is Pedro Gonzalez. Coming in is Rocky Colavito. Gonzalez calls for it. He makes the catch. The ball game is over as Oliver pops out in shallow right to Pedro Gonzalez. The 1965 Cleveland Indians celebrate their victory in the Buckeye Battle. They are the winners of the Ohio Cup in a shocking upset. They had a puncher's chance, and my God, did they punch the lights out of the Reds. 7-2, the 65 Tribe over the 1990 Red Legs. And the Reds fans are in shock here. McDowell goes the distance. He gets the win. Rijo picks up the loss. He got through 4, faced 2 batters in the 5th. Charlton came in, pitched 4 scoreless innings, and Dibble gave up a boom goes the ball after he had he jammed Wagner to ground out, sneered at him. Hinton, Then Wagner came up, took offense to that, and bashed the ball out of the ballpark, and the barking ensued. I don't think they'll be shaking hands after this game. So there you have it, folks. In my opinion, a puncher's chance, and the puncher knocked out the classy boxer as the 1965 Indians bludgeon the 1990 Reds 7-2. They take, once again, the Ohio Cup in the Buckeye Battle. I'd like to thank Thriceroni. Check out that channel. Bud W., thank you very much. As his turn out the lights, the party's over. All good things must come to an end. Dandy Don Meredith there. And Ken Castro, thank you very much. Bubba Husky, hope all is well. Thank you. Nat King Curry IV. Dave Gardner, HockeyTournaments.com. He says he's not at the rink. Check out his great YouTube channel. CP Cards and Dice, our good friend Combat Painter. Check him out. Bobby Cantillano, Baseball Cards. Check her out on her YouTube channel. Also on Facebook, she sells really cool, I call them knickknacks. Patty Whack, give a dog a bone. RF, thank you for stopping by again. Hope you enjoyed it. Sports Time Machine with Mr. Utah Mike, another good sports retro channel. ID Gesture, another fun channel. I Am Sporticus, check him out, please. Baseball Demos with Dave, another fun card and dice channel. As we scroll up, if I miss you, I apologize. Phantomatic, he has History Maker Golf up on the channel. Uncle Ron from Retro Sports Network. Remember to check out his Patreon page. I'm a Patreon. If you can, whatever you can give. If you want to give, you don't have to. Sebastian Strat, thank you very much, my friend, for stopping by. Farm One, hope all is well. He says, I have, as I read earlier, he says, I have a Colavito autograph on his Strat card. Really nice guy. He knocked in a run today on a double. And Larry Harris. So thank you very much, everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. RF says, had to stay in the driveway until the end. Very fun. Thanks. Well, I hope your wife didn't get mad at us. Bud W says, rematch 75 Reds. Ooh, can I do that? Do I have? I don't have the 75. I have them on PC, but I don't. I don't know what Cleveland. Oh, I got the 64 Indians. We could do that. 64 Indians. I don't have the 65 Indians on. Anyway, I hope you guys had fun. It was a lot of fun. Someone will be streaming. I might come back a little later. I don't know. But someone was always streaming. And remember to thank you for supporting the community. We hope you join the community. It's an eclectic community, all different entertainment, sports, card collecting. And we just have a good time. And we're a fun community. So check out all the channels. If you want, please subscribe. Show up to the chats. It's a lot of fun, a lot of interaction. And I greatly appreciate the time you spend with myself and other fellow community members. So till next time, watch out for that curveball in the dirt. So far, the 60s teams have had it over the 90s teams. And I think our next game, we're definitely going to do the 60s Reds against the 1990s Indians. I don't know if we're going to do that next. I really do have to get back to my Bob Gibson project. I might do that later tonight, get a game in for that. So, again, thank you very much. Health and happiness. Till next time, take care. Bye-bye. God bless. And you know what's coming, folks. You know what's coming. What's coming, they say. Gigio, what's coming? You know what's coming. Peace. That's right. Peace.